The Millionaire Mindset, breaking the gap between rich and poor thinking. The gap between the 1% and the 99% is massive and growing wider each day. But what if I told you the true divide isn't your bank account? It's the 6 inches between your ears, your mindset. Today's video will transform how you think about wealth, success, and your own potential by combining powerful insights from financial experts, mental toughness masters, and life strategists. I'll give you actionable strategies to reprogram your mind for abundance. The wealthy don't just have more money, they operate with an entirely different operating system. Let's break it down. The critical mindset differences between rich and poor, internal versus external focus. The fundamental difference between rich and poor mindsets begins with your focus. There isn't such a thing as a bad economy. There are only bad internal economies. The rich maintain an internal focus that puts them in control of their circumstances, rather than letting circumstances control them. A poor person with a weak personal economy will only see a bad economy because they don't know how to make money in any economy. This internal focus is critical because it gives you control over your reactions and decisions, regardless of external conditions. Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world, and that controlling it rather than letting it control you is essential. When faced with challenges, the wealthy don't blame external factors. They look inward and ask, how can I adapt and overcome this obstacle? Working for money versus making money. Work for you. One of the most outdated ideas that keeps people poor is the conventional path. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and invest for the long term in the stock market. This approach has become obsolete in today's financial landscape. Rich people don't work for money. They create systems that generate money. The moment you receive a paycheck, you become an employee with an employee mindset. The wealthy focus on creating businesses and investing in assets that produce passive income. This is why entrepreneurs have different rule sets and skill sets than employees. While employees focus on security and steady paychecks, entrepreneurs focus on opportunities and systems that generate wealth without trading time for money directly. Debt perception, liability versus tool. Poor people see debt as something to avoid at all costs, while the wealthy understand that debt can be leveraged as a powerful tool for building wealth. As stated by Robert Kiyosaki, I just refinanced $300 million in debt. I went from 5% to 2.5% interest. I made a fortune. Every month more money comes in because my cost of money went down. The rich don't avoid debt. They learn how to use debt strategically. They understand the difference between consumer debt, which makes you poorer, and investment debt, which can make you richer when used to acquire income-producing assets. Breaking through mental barriers. Accepting discomfort as the path to growth. Most people avoid discomfort, but the wealthy recognize it as necessary for growth. Growth is uncomfortable because you've never been here before. When things get extremely difficult, your brain looks for escape routes. The successful person pushes through this discomfort rather than avoiding it. If you're not falling down occasionally, you're just coasting. The wealthy understand that mistakes are not failures, but lessons. They create new normals that push their boundaries continually. Escaping social programming. Normalize walking some paths alone because goals are personal. The wealthy have learned to free themselves from society's advice because most people have no idea what they're doing. The education system is outdated, with information doubling every 18 months. When you graduate, you're already obsolete. The rich constantly educate themselves through experience and targeted learning, rather than relying on outdated information and conventional wisdom. Selective relationships and environments. You cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick. The wealthy are extremely selective about who they spend time with and the environments they immerse themselves in. The fastest way to become better is to surround yourself with better people. Rich people understand that your network determines your net worth. They don't stay in toxic relationships out of comfort or familiarity. Practical strategies to develop a wealthy mindset strategy. 1. Create a new normal through incremental challenges. Transform your mindset by creating a new normal of challenge and difficulty. Don't just try hard, become obsessed with pushing your boundaries consistently. Action. Step. Identify one area where you're comfortable and deliberately make it uncomfortable. Start small. Perhaps it's waking up 30 minutes earlier, making one cold call daily, or having one uncomfortable conversation weekly. Gradually increase the challenge as your comfort zone expands. Strategy 2. Shift from consumer to creator. Wealthy people don't just consume, they create. This applies to content, businesses, investments, and opportunities. Action. Step. For every hour you spend consuming information, spend at least 20 minutes creating something. This could be writing, building a side business, developing an investment plan, or creating content that showcases your expertise. Strategy 3. Reprogram your relationship with money. Most people have unconscious money scripts from childhood that dictate their financial decisions. Action. Step. Write down all your beliefs about money. Examples might include, money is the root of all evil, rich people are greedy, or I don't deserve wealth. Challenge each belief by asking, is this truly mine, or was it programmed into me? Is this serving my financial growth? Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Strategy 4. Take responsibility for everything. You are responsible for your own happiness. If you expect others to make you happy, you will always be disappointed. Action step. For 1 week, eliminate blame completely from your vocabulary. When something goes wrong, ask, what could I have done differently? Instead of looking for external causes. This simple shift puts you in control rather than making you a victim of circumstances. Strategy 5. Learn to use financial leverage. Take your financial life seriously. Money is a defense to a lot of challenges. Action step. Educate yourself about one form of financial leverage each month. This could be business credit, real estate financing, tax strategies, or investment leveraging. Apply what you learn in small, calculated ways to see how leverage can accelerate wealth building. Strategy 6. Practice intelligent solitude. Sometimes the best thing you could ever do is learn how to move without the crowd. The wealthy often make decisions that go against conventional wisdom. Action step. Schedule 2 hours weekly for deep thinking without distractions. Use this time to question your current path and explore unconventional approaches to your goals. Ask yourself, if everyone is going in one direction, what opportunity might exist in the opposite direction? Strategy 7. Build mental toughness through consistent challenges. Discover that by pushing through pain and difficulty repeatedly, your mind adapts and becomes stronger. When you consistently face challenges, your mind realizes that pain is temporary and adapts accordingly. Action. Step. Commit to a 30-day challenge that pushes you physically or mentally. This could be a physical training program, a daily writing practice, or learning a new skill. The specific activity matters less than the consistent commitment to pushing through resistance. Conclusion. The ultimate mindset shift. The gap between rich and poor thinking isn't just about money. It's about how you perceive yourself, opportunities, challenges, and resources. Within each of us, there's a poor person, a middle-class person, and a rich person. Your job is to nurture and develop the wealthy thinker within. Remember that the cost of procrastination is the life you could have lived. The quickest way to transform your mindset and your financial future is to start now and figure it out as you go. Don't expect this transformation to be comfortable. You don't find peace first. You find peace on the opposite end of finding yourself through trials, tribulations, suffering, and accountability. The choice is yours. Continue operating with a mindset that keeps you where you are, or adopt the principles and practices that can elevate you to where you want to be. What's one mindset shift you're committed to making after watching this video? Comment below and let me know which strategy resonated most with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on building wealth through strategic thinking. Until next time, remember, your mind is the ultimate asset. Invest in it wisely.